Hello guys, my name is Victor Isibo. Now, in this video, I'm going to tell you how the typical human brain works. Now, when you understand how the human brain works, it is going to help your life generally and especially your business. And you will have lesser number of enemies and you will gladly forgive all those that have offended you if you understand how the human brain works. Okay, make sure you stick around and watch this video right till the end. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Let's get to 50k subscribers. Thank you. I love you. Now, this is the human head that you see in here. The human head. Now, in the human head resides the brain. Look at the brain here. The brain. The brain. Now, this is the most complex human organ. Okay, the brain. Now, the brain is responsible for a lot of things. But for the purpose of this video, we are going to talk mainly about two of its major responsibilities. Now, the brain is responsible for processing feelings and emotions, most especially pain and pleasure. Okay? The brain helps us to interpret signals. The signal is sent to the brain, then the brain tells us, oh, this is pain. Oh, this is pleasure. All right? Now, what does pain give? Pain gives us the feeling of hurt. All right? While pleasure gives us the feeling of joy. All right? So we're analyzing both pain and pleasure. So pain begets hurt, pleasure begets joy. This is dark psychology. If you understand this video very well, it's going to be probably the best video you have seen on YouTube for a very long time. Pain begets hurt, pleasure begets joy. All right? Now, the brain responds more intensely to pain than pleasure. Do you know why? Because pain is stronger than pleasure. All right? Because pain is stronger than pleasure. The feeling of hurt that pain gives us is stronger than the feeling of joy that pleasure gives us. All right? Now, let me prove this to you in case you want to argue. Now, let's scroll down a little. Let's say this is a cube of sugar. This is a cube of what? Sugar. Sugar is sweet. It gives us what? Pleasure. All right? Now, this, for instance, is your pancreas. Okay? If it starts to malfunction, what you get is diabetes. Diabetes is the pain that sugar can cause you. That is why you see a lot of people on doctor's recommendation, they have ditched sugar. They have run away from sugar. Why? Because of the pain attached to the pleasure that sugar brings. Now, when it comes to intimacy, a lot of people are becoming more disciplined because of STDs, the pain that they get from that pleasure. So a lot of them are using protection and some of them are practicing abstinence. The moment you attach pain to pleasure, a lot of people let go of that pleasure totally. Why? Because pain is stronger than pleasure. Because the hurt that pain brings is stronger than the joy that pleasure brings. A lot of Christians today are living a moral life. Okay? They are letting go of the pleasures of the world. They are letting go of clubbing, unhealthy socializations and relationships. They are letting go of all that pleasure. Why? Because there is a pain attached. That is the pain of hellfire. The pain of hellfire makes a lot of Christians to abandon all the pleasures of this life. Okay? Why? Because the hurt that pain brings is stronger than the joy that pleasure brings. I'm going somewhere with this, okay? Stick with me. You would learn something very valuable from this video. Now let's go ahead and keep analyzing pain and pleasure. Okay, so now that we understand that pain is stronger than pleasure, now let us talk about another difference. Okay, now this is true. The higher the pleasure, the lesser the joy. Pleasure brings joy, but trust me, the higher the pleasure, the lesser the joy. But for pain, the higher the pain, the higher the hurt. Now, very simply, if I start giving you money on a daily basis, every time I come to you, I give you money. The first time I give you money, you'll be like, oh, wow, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Day one. Day two, oh, thank you. The so much is missing. Day three, oh, thanks. Day four. You see, the higher the pleasure, the lesser the joy, because you get used to pleasure. You get used to pleasure. You now become entitled. You get used to it. It no longer makes a whole lot of sense to you anymore because it's something you're getting every time. You get used to it. All right? But if I came to your house every day and I give you a stroke of the cane, you will never get used to that pain. You will cry every time I flog you. But you cannot be grateful every time I do something good for you because you get used to it. I've seen a lot of wealthy people who get used to wealth, that sometimes they just dress very simply. They are no longer carried away by that wealth. They are used to it now. They dress simply, they have cars in the house, they decide to go out via public transport. But nobody gets used to poverty. Nobody. Nobody gets used to poverty. Okay? Meaning that the more good you do to people, the more entitled they become. Now, this is why out of 10 times, if you are good to somebody 9 times and bad to them once, you are good 10 times and you are bad to them once, this one time sticks in their memory. They go about town telling people about the bad you have done for them. They don't remember the times you were good to them. They have suffered memory loss. There's a popular Benin musician who sang a song that I love so much, Akabaman. He said, Gele gele no ivyagbon ite na yawese na uho na gbonta. Meaning, people don't say the good you have done for them. They always gossip about the bad you have done to them. That is how naturally the human brain is wired. It's about sensitivity to pain and pleasure. The good that you have done for them, it is your responsibility. You should be doing it. They have gotten so comfortable with it that it's now a requirement. You should do it. Why won't you do it? It's your job to be good to me. So that's a normal thing. It is the pain that is abnormal. All right? That is why when you refer somebody to a business, you say, this business is good, oh, go and do it. If the business is good for 3 years, you will not hear from that person. No, they will forget about you. But if the business goes bad for just 3 hours, you will see a message from them. Hello, know that there's problem. The moment somebody you recommend a business to sends you a chat, you will know that there's a problem. But for these 3 years that the business was going well, they didn't send you money, they did not praise you, they did not thank you, nothing. Why? Because people get used to pleasure. They have seen pleasure as a basic requirement of life, so they don't appreciate it. But you see that bad, they will talk about it. All right. Now, that's why they say, there's a saying that says, no news is good news. I don't know if you've heard it. No news is good news. When you don't hear from people, don't worry, everything is going smoothly. The moment you hear from them, there's a problem. All right. So now, as human beings, okay, as higher animals, like scientists call us, we can do what? We can recalibrate our brains from the default settings. We can recalibrate our brains, show more gratitude, forget about entitlement mentality, and show empathy. And for those recommending businesses and those taking recommendations of businesses, there is always a disclaimer. Okay? So always tell people, this business, I am not on the board of directors. The business does not belong to me. It is not run by my father. And I'm not God Almighty to see into the future and see how the business is going to end. There is risk in every business. Okay? Do your own research. Don't be looking for somebody to blame for the outcome of a business. Okay? When you're making money from the business, appreciate the good times and remember that things can always go wrong. All right? Do your own research. Do not join a business under duress. So this is how the typical human brain works. People remember only the bad times, but they forget the good times. So there is need for us to do what? Recalibrate our brains and appreciate the people in our lives more. When somebody hurts you, before you react, think about the good times. Think about the times when they were good to you, when they were friendly with you. Let the good overpower the evil at all times. Hold on to the good. This is the kind of equation that we should have. Okay? This is the type of equation that we should have. One good, let it be more powerful than 10 bads. You see the way we hold on to the bad and forget the good. Let us hold on to the good and forget the bad. That way, we will have a better society and we'll be able to spread love more. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thank you for watching this video. Share it with somebody. Somebody is going to learn from this video. Until I see you in the next one, I remain Victor Esibo. It is bye for now.